guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Katelyn, and today we're continuing the ABC challenge with H for Haku. This is Haku from Spirited Away, and this has to be one of my favorite Studio Ghibli movies. My top favorite for sure is Princess Mononoke, but then a very close second is Spirited Away. And it's actually the first, yeah, I think so. It was the first Ghibli movie I ever saw. I can't remember when it came out, but I remember going down the Blockbuster and renting, I think it was on DVD by then. I don't remember. I remember renting it and I watched it over and over and over, and I absolutely adored it. And Haku is just amazing. I had such like a little kid crush on him when I was younger. And then on top of it, he's a motherfucking dragon, so it's awesome. So I had a lot of fun drawing him. I haven't drawn him in a couple years, probably. I made a print for Phoenix Comic Con featuring him, and I made him a little more epic, and like he's battling the big, or not big, the paper airplane, not paper airplane, paper birds, there we go. He was battling the paper birds sent by Yubaba's sister, and I drew that scene, and that was a lot of fun. It was nice to revisit drawing him because I haven't drawn him in forever, and I've always loved his design and just the overall look. Plus, I totally had a major crush on him when I was younger, so of course I still like him as a character. And yeah, I really love that movie. I think that was one of the main first movies that really got me started into watching anime. You know, like everyone watches like Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z when they were younger, well, at least my generation when we were younger, but like Ghibli films are the thing that I have, I guess, collected with a passion. I have every DVD so far that's been released. I'm just missing a couple movies and others that I don't like as much. I'm trying to think which ones I don't have. There's a couple newer ones I still don't own, but I have a lot of them. Yeah, gosh, I can't remember all of them I don't have. I know there's one about like, I think it's like a raccoon family, if I remember correctly, or a tanuki family, I don't know. I know I don't have that one. I haven't seen Grave of the Fireflies. I know that's like a huge classic, but I know that I'm gonna like hate myself and cry for days because I hear it's super sad, and I kind of already know what happens in the ending, but I don't know if I want to subjugate myself to it. But besides that, I've seen all of them. I just haven't bought all of them. So I have all those on DVD, and I'm trying to think, God, what other ones am I missing? I don't know. But yeah, I would say the ones that got the most use for the ones I've owned are Princess Mononoke, Spirited Away, and Howl's Moving Castle. Those are like my top 3 for Ghibli films, and it was really hard trying to fit them into the ABC challenge. Like, I thought about doing San for S, but then I kind of trying not to double up on fandoms. It's gonna happen eventually in the ABCs. Like, I've already written out every character I want to do for each letter, and I noticed I had to duplicate one fandom. Because there was one particular letter in the ABCs that there's no characters for. And I found one that I'm gonna use, and I love this character, but it's doubling up for another letter, at least for the fandom. But I'm like, oh well, whatever. So I did want to do San because I really, really like Princess Mononoke, and I just was super inspired by that story and Spirited Away, and I've always been really inspired by Ghibli films. Like, typically after I watch one, I go on a huge art binge or work on my comic, and it just really, really inspires me to create stories and worlds, and that's like my favorite thing to do, is I love making stories and characters and giving them like backstories and reasoning for like maybe different items they have or clothes, or just building the world around them. I just absolutely love it. And Ghibli movies are really good about that. They give every character like a purpose and a personality, even if they're like a background character. Like, just watching Spirited Away, you can tell that every single character that's in the bathhouse has their own story, and people they know and people they work with and such, and I love seeing the depth like that in different movies and shows. I still got a little ways to go on this piece, but I wanted to just ask you guys a question. What's your favorite Ghibli movie? I'd love to know. I know most of my friends, their favorite for sure is Spirited Away, and then I have a couple that it's Princess Mononoke, but I'd love to hear if you guys have a different favorite, or I guess what one do you go to and have rewatched multiple times? I know there's a lot of them, like Totoro is really good, and Nausicaa, Castle in the Sky, Howl's Moving Castle. There's so many, and they're so good, and I rotate them pretty frequently in my background music sound list while drawing, and yeah, I just really like them. And I'm now rambling because I'm running out of things to say. And it's kind of interesting because I know when I was younger, I thought about, you know, how it would be like to work at Studio Ghibli. And it is interesting to read more about it, and freaking Miyazaki, he works himself to death, I swear. He's come out of retirement like 3 times. I think there's been multiple articles saying like, hey, he's going into retirement, and then he's like, oh wait, no, he's back, he's doing his final movie, and then he goes into retirement, and wait, no, actually he had one more final movie. So I know that I think all the employees there work really, really dang hard, especially since it, like, all their stuff is still hand-drawn, and I think they moved over to digital painting, but it's still a lot of work. And I think from what I hear, Miyazaki is a stickler for perfection. Like, he'll go back and draw different frames that he feels his employees didn't do exactly right or do justice. And I remember when I was younger, I thought about like how I could possibly work for the company, but now I'm like, oh, maybe not. I mean, it'd be cool, but at least for me, my top companies I'd love to work for are like Nickelodeon or Rooster Teeth. One of those two would be awesome. But I'd love to just get into some type of animation, either films or TV shows, maybe doing concept work and developing stories and characters. Like, I'd love to do that. I would really, really like to do that. All right, well, it looks like we're getting a little bit closer to the end. I'm doing all the highlights and shading, and I know I say this with freaking every ABC challenge. It might not happen later on, depending on how I feel about future pieces, but I do like how this one turned out. It was a lot of fun to revisit some Ghibli stuff, because I haven't drawn anything from Studio Ghibli, and oh my gosh, it's been forever. It's been a really long time. So again, thank you guys for stopping by and checking out the video. Here's a couple close-ups of the full piece, and if you want the full PNG, I'll be releasing it over on my Patreon, so you can check it out there. And then if you aren't already, you can go ahead and subscribe. I have new art videos every Friday, and you can hit a like if you like this one. And I guess I'll see you guys next Friday for another art video. Bye, guys.